New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Los Angeles police officers took the life of a 14-year-old girl and an assault suspect when they opened fire inside of a Burlington store in North Hollywood Thursday morning. Los Angeles police believe that the girl was struck by a stray that passed through the dressing room wall. The 14-year-old girl was identified as Valentina Orlana Peralta. The male suspect's name has not yet been released. A woman who was assaulted by the suspect was taken to the hospital with moderate to serious injuries. It's unclear exactly why police opened fire. The suspect is not believed to have had a weapon on him. The situation unfolded when officers were sent to a Burlington store at Laurel Canyon and Victor Boulevard around 11:45 a.m. in response to a 911 call from a person who reported hearing arguing inside of the store and shots fired. As officers responding to the call, police received additional reports of a possible active individual. Quote, as the officers were responding, they arrived to the location and began searching, looking for a suspect. While conducting the search for a suspect, the officers encountered an individual who was in the process of assaulting another, and an officer involved incident occurred. The suspect was fatally wounded. LAPD Assistant Chief Dominic Cho stated that during a subsequent search, police found a hole in a stretch of drywall that was in front of the officer or officers who opened fire at the suspect. Quote, we went behind it, the wall, and it turned out to be a dressing room up there. We were able to locate a 14-year-old female who was found deceased in the dressing room. Cho was asked if the girl was harmed by police, and he stated that preliminarily, we believe that the round was fired by an officer. It is initially unclear if the teenage girl's parents were in the store at the time and whether she was hiding in the dressing room when she had her life taken by the stray. An LAPD source disclosed to the Los Angeles Times that the victim's mother was in the dressing room with her as her daughter tried on a dress for her quinceañera. A woman who was being assaulted by the suspect when officers arrived was taken to a hospital in unknown condition. She was also seen in video footage from the scene being loaded into an ambulance. Cho stated that it was unclear if the suspect was also harmed as well. Quote, we did not find a weapon. However, until the coroner gets here and we do a full search of the suspect, that won't be definitive. But right now, we haven't located a firearm. He also stated that he did find a steel or a metal cable lock, a very heavy lock near the suspect that may have been used in the assault. An employee who didn't want to be identified stated that she just started working at Burlington a week earlier. She said that she saw the suspect attack his first victim. Quote, I was with the other customers trying to take them to the exit, and the suspect was waiting downstairs. The customer in front of me, he attacked her and hit her with a bike chain. The fatal incident happened just 2 days before Christmas. Cho stated that the LAPD Force Investigation Division and the LA County Inspector General's office were both on the scene investigating. According to Cho, investigators had not yet reviewed the store's security cam footage or video from officers' worn body cameras. The California Department of Justice Police Incidents Investigation Team for South California is also investigating the incident. Burlington released a statement in response to the tragic incident. Quote, at Burlington, our hearts are very heavy as a result of the tragic incident that occurred today at our North Hollywood, California store. Our top priority is always the safety and well-being of our customers and associates. This is an ongoing investigation and we are supporting authorities. LA Police Chief Michael Moore, who was out of town at the time, had this to state. This chaotic incident resulted in the death of an innocent child is tragic and devastating for everyone involved. I am profoundly sorry for the loss of this young girl's life, and I know that there are no words that can relieve the unimaginable pain for this family. My commitment is to conduct a thorough, complete, and transparent investigation into the circumstances that led up to this tragedy and provide the family and public with as much information as possible. Pretty much what we can get from this story is that it wasn't the suspect that inevitably ended up, taking the life of this young girl. It was police. It was police. We're not sure if magically the, weapon fired itself. We don't know if it dropped or if somebody magically bumped into the officer. We don't know specifically what happened, but we do know that the hole in the wall that was there was caused by the weapon of police, because even the cashier, the person that worked at Burlington, she stated that it was a attack that took place, and along with that, she saw what took place. And then it was also stated in the article that a very heavy bike chain was used, more than likely in the attack that took place. So at no point in time did anybody find a weapon that could be correlated to the hole that's in the wall, other than what the officers brought directly into the store. So at the end of the day, it's the police that did this. Like, yes, there's an attack that took place, but there was no reason for any type of a weapon to be, used in an area where you have so many people. This is why they clearly tell people before you enter malls or any businesses, hey, these things are not allowed here. Right. And especially if you have any type of weapon like that, it's especially not allowed there, because very easily, like, hey, if, one shot goes off, guess what? That can end up injuring one or more people, and we can clearly see exactly what happened when that took place. So you obviously have cops here that should not even be cops. You can state all of the training, all of the rigorous hours and everything like that, but yet again, you still have a cop who ended up inevitably taking the life of somebody who was not even a part of the situation, right? So my other question would be, why is it that police opted to use that weapon? Why didn't they use batons? Why didn't they use a rack that was inside of the store, a metal rack? Why didn't they use tasers? Why didn't they use pepper spray? There's a multitude of things that they could have used, but they decided not to use it. They could have even tried to go in and just tackle the suspect. But I'm pretty sure, people will give an excuse. Well, it was pretty dangerous. That heavy weapon, that could potentially, do some major damage, and they're not gonna, risk their lives and potentially get injured, and da 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 da. But they risk their lives every single day. This is no different from them being out there in the streets when in areas where it's infested with gang activity, right? It's a lot more dangerous for them to deal with that versus somebody that has a a bike lock. And on top of that, there's two officers. So what's happening here? Like I said, if if detective work or something, right, some type of critical thinking would have taken place at that time, that would have ended up saving the life of that young girl. That young girl, her last memory was trying on a dress, preparing for her quinceañera, preparing for her celebration, right? And that's also the last memory that that mother is going to have of her daughter in that dressing room, looking at her daughter not moving. I couldn't even fathom what that would even be like. I couldn't even imagine the emotion that that mother had to try to go through, trying to still talk to her daughter, trying to shake her, trying to wake her up, calling her over and over again, telling her that it's going to be okay, while also trying to tell herself it's going to be okay. Trying to basically go through the fact that, yo, I lost my little girl. Like I said before, to all of those people that always want to support the police, where are you at? All of you individuals that always want to body block for the police and give excuses, please give an excuse for this. Oh, I know what you're going to do. You're going to sit up there and say, "Oh, it was well, if the guy wasn't assaulting somebody in the store, then the police would not have had to respond in the way that they did. The police found the best option to deal with the situation, right? They're going to give some type of cockamamie excuse as to why it is to, in a sense, justify them using that weapon, which ended up inevitably taking 2 lives. Not just one, two. But in the story, they didn't want to list the suspect because the suspect is a suspect. But if we're going to be honest about this, the police took 2 lives. One that they meant to sit up there and take, and the second one that they didn't mean to take. But I'm pretty sure also with the bureau or whatever the police has, they're going to give their normal statement like they are, like the police chief already did, and they're going to say that even though things that happen is tragic and sad, the officers were within their full right in order to defend themselves and to defend others from a person that was obviously dangerous, right? They're going to try to paint it as you know the ends justify the means, when realistically it doesn't, because they could have took a different route in order to get a lesser effect. But like I said, it is what it is. The only hope is that the parts of the Spanish speaking population in California and elsewhere will basically raise this girl's name up as a hashtag, start printing out t-shirts, start marching or trying to bring awareness to this, and go on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, IG, and wherever else that social media is readily available for people to digest so that they can understand and know specifically what took place here. If that part of the population decides that they don't want to do this, then this girl's name is going to disappear. Everything that took place and happened is going to disappear. Those cops are still going to be allowed to be cops and have weapons on them and potentially do the exact same thing, if not worse. At the end of the day, if this story shows you anything, it shows you that there are a lot of cops out there that should not even be cops. There's a lot of human beings out there that shouldn't even have weapons to begin with. And that no matter how much training that you quote unquote give and how many hours they quote unquote spend, that doesn't mean that they're going to be prepared to make the correct or the right decision given the circumstances. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.